I have some sunscreens I want to talk to you today about. One of them exploded a little bit, but that's okay. Anyway, hello there. Hey, how's it going? Hated that. Yeah, so I do have sunscreens to talk to you about today. They're all from Yesstyle. They're an authorized retailer of many Japanese and Korean sunscreen products. Was that the best way to start this video? Probably not. I wanted to do a video about fragrance-free options on Yesstyle in the sunscreen department that you can buy that aren't going to, well, I'm not going to say that are less likely to irritate your skin. If you're someone like me, you actively avoid fragrance, essential oils, and offensive plant extracts that are fragrant as an effort to reduce irritation and the potential of developing an allergy to ingredients, which can be a huge problem. Yeah, I'm not going to get into it too much because I'm assuming if you clicked this video, you are someone who already actively avoids fragrance. You know, a lot of the popular products that people have recommended to me end up containing something like orange peel oil or perfume or fragrance. Some examples are the Biore watery essence, the Dear Claire's, there's like a Misha. The other one that's really frequently recommended is the Inessa sunscreen. So the reason I'm making this is because the Yesstyle sunscreen page does not have a filter for fragrance-free options. I spent, no joke, like many hours trying to find what the fragrance-free options were that not only didn't have fragrance, but also didn't have essential oils or like weird plant extracts like eucalyptus, lavendar, or any citrus extracts. So it took a really long time. And the reason why is because not all products have their ingredients list on the Yesstyle page. And in addition, some of the ingredients lists are not written in English, so then you have to kind of cross-reference and start looking around online at Inky Decoder or Ratzilla or other sources like directly from the manufacturer, and then it just turns into a really long process because then you have to make sure that you're looking at the right formulation, and it's confusing because these products go through reformulation and repackaging, and so it's just a nightmare. You know, after looking at the site for hours, I've purchase most of the options that are fragrance free. So today I'm only going to talk about the organic sunscreens. I'm not going to talk about the mineral sunscreens like the Purito Comfy Water Sunblock or Biore Kids Milk. I'm not going to talk about those. I'm only going to talk about the organic sunscreens, or the AKA chemical sunscreens. You know, Asian sunscreens are really great because they include advanced UV filters that aren't available for use in the United States. They're also really hydrating. Anyway, you already want these sunscreens. I don't need to sell them to you. But I just wanted to let you know. So all of the sunscreens I'm going to talk about today are going to be linked in the description. So if you use my links or my code that I'll list in the description, you get a 5% discount. Feel free to use that. I imagine that was all picked up on my mic. The plane. Just to make this as digestible as possible, all of the sunscreens today are SPF 50+ with a PA rating of 4+. They're obviously all fragrance-free, essential oil-free. A couple of them have some questionable flower extracts, namely, so I'll call those out in case you're someone who's really risk-averse. I'll let you know if they're alcohol-free or water resistant as well. So I'm not going to be doing a wear test for any of these, but several of them I did either make an individual video for, or I did a short video on my Instagram where I just applied it. So definitely check out my Instagram or watch the videos, which I'll include in a video card. Okay, so the first one doesn't need really any introduction, and I wasn't even sure if I should include it in this one, but it's the Centella, the Centella Green Level Unscented Sunscreen. So it's alcohol-free, water-resistant. You know, I'm not going to say too much about it. I just want to let you know it's on Yesstyle, and it has some soothing ingredients like Centella asiatica and niacinamide, which are anti-inflammatory. And yeah, it's a really good one. It's like a gel-based formula. It's the only Korean sunscreen that I actually have. Next up, I'm going to talk about these in a pair. It's the Verdio line of sunscreens. They have a UV Moisture Gel and a essence, but I also made a video about these two where I did a side-by-side comparison, so check that out. Both are water resistant and alcohol free. The main difference between these two is that the gel contains titanium dioxide, which on the skin disappears pretty quickly, but it does not wear well in the facial hair, whereas the essence wears very well in the facial hair. In terms of the ingredients, they have identical like antioxidant ingredients, which are all botanical, and they have anti-inflammatory properties like green tea, moringa seed oil, and the Chinese skull cap plant. And both are on the shinier side. The gel is definitely much more shiny than the essence, so keep that in mind. Next up, we have two sunscreens by Kose Cosmoport. I found these just on a whim. I hadn't really heard anyone else review them, but they're really good. The blue one is not water resistant, but the gold one is. Both of them contain alcohol, and the scent is kind of on the stronger side of the alcohol. So some people are turned off by that. Other people, you know, especially if you have rosacea or another skin condition, avoid alcohol at all costs. So I understand that. The other thing that I should note is that both of these have like kind of some odd flower extracts. A couple of them have been shown to be soothing, like chamomile and marigold, but there's a number of other ones. So if you're trying to avoid that, just these probably aren't for you. But yeah, they're both really nice to wear. The gold one is almost transparent right when it comes out of the bottle. So it's kind of different than any of the other sunscreens I'm reviewing today, because Japanese sunscreens, like the gels, have a white appearance when they come out of the bottle. And so the blue one is more traditional in that sense, in that it comes out white, but it fades very quickly. And the blue one wears better in the facial hair over the gold one. The gold one, I've noticed if I don't rub it enough, it has a tendency to do like a weird pilling kind of thing, but it's also like clear pills. So it's just weird, but I like both of them. And of course, this blue one comes with a pump option. They also sell one without the pump that I think is slightly less expensive, so I'll link that one as well. And this is confusing because the gold one, this is this super waterproof, perfect UV Protect Gel, and they've technically reformulated this in 2019. So this one is 2018. They reformulated it in 2019, and it's essentially the same thing. They've added some collagen or something like that. So I would just go for whichever one's cheaper, and I'll link both below if you're interested in that. The gold one is more on the shiny side. The blue one has a very subdued shine that's nearly matte. So that's another distinguishing factor. Next up, we have the Canmake. The Canmake. Actually, I don't know how to say this. The Canmake Mermaid Skin UV Gel. This is the clear version. They also have a white version for people who like the look of that. I don't know who that is, but the reason why they have a white version is because this is actually a combination sunscreen. It contains zinc oxide, so I imagine the white version just has the zinc is less nanoized. In the clear, it still has zinc, but it is not detectable on the skin once it's rubbed in. But yeah, it's alcohol free. Good option for people who want alcohol free, but it's not water resistant. I love the consistency. It's easily one of my favorite consistencies. It's definitely on the more shiny side. I don't know. I have another one of these. I just ordered two, so I have used it before, and I did a trial on my Instagram, so go to my Instagram. But yeah, I just am obsessed with the way it comes out of the tube. I don't know. It's like, that wasn't a great example. It's because I just opened it. Anyway, I didn't say I was going to try it today, but I'm just going to put it in my beard because whatever, that was barely any, but you can see it's really pretty good in the facial hair. It's not my go-to one for the facial hair, but pretty good. Comes in a smaller bottle, but the price is, it's reasonable. I'm not also really talking about the price today just since it can fluctuate, but all of these are reasonably priced compared to other sunscreens. Like they're all around $20 or less. Oh, I should note about this one though, it has some cherry blossom extract, which is a little bit, you know, iffy. Oh, and I wasn't able to really demonstrate like what I was talking about with the consistency, but almost like it looks like a little gumdrop or something. It's just, I want to eat it. I really do. I want to eat it, but I also want to live. Okay, anyway, that's enough of that. This is a good one and you should consider it. Whew, okay, so I have 3 more to talk about, and these are all really good. They're the Skin Aqua line of sunscreens. You know, they've gone through some reformulations, repackaging, so let me just try to break this down as best as I can. The Skin Aqua Gold was released this year, 2020, and it's very similar to this Skin Aqua UV Super Moisture Gel. I mean, the names are almost identical other than this one has gold appended to the end of them. And I'm not really gonna talk about any of the differences in terms of the chemical filters, although there are some differences between the 3. It's just not that kind of video today. Although I'll mention that the UV Super Moisture Milk is actually a combination. It has some zinc oxide in there, but it wears perfectly well on my skin and in my beard, so that white cast disappears very quickly. All 3 are water resistant, and the milk one is alcohol free, but these 2 gels are not alcohol free. They have alcohol and the scent is on the stronger side, so FYI. But I like these 3 because they have just a more, I guess, minimal list of ingredients is a little bit misleading, but they just don't have like weird ingredients in there. Like there's not like a bunch of weird random plant extracts or anything like that. It's a sunscreen and it also has some moisturizing qualities to them and hydrating qualities to them. So in terms of the viscosity, the gold is like the thickest or the most viscous, whereas the white bottle gel is somewhere in the middle, and the milk is runny like a milk. And these are all good for people who don't like too much shine. Of course, you know, I find with most Japanese products, there's always like a little bit of shine, but it's very subdued with all 3, almost matte, but gives you a nice glow. And yeah, oh yeah, in terms of the milk, I made a video on that one. Okay, and to wrap it up, we have the Hada Labo UV white, UV, I don't actually, I've never really known how to pronounce that, but the Hada Labo UV white gel. This was actually my first Japanese sunscreen I ever used, and I love it. It's so good. The reason I like it so much in the beard is because it just is like frictionless when you're spreading it across, and it's also extremely hydrating. Can you even see me? It's not water resistant, and it does have alcohol in it, but the scent is not detectable in here, in my opinion. And it's certainly less strong than any of the other ones that I mentioned that had alcohol. It also has some titanium dioxide in there, but once it dries down on the skin and in the beard, it's not detectable. In fact, in the skin, it's not detectable at all, for me at least, when I first apply it, but in the beard, it is slightly, it disappears once it dries down. And yeah, those are the ones that I found. Let me know if I missed any and if maybe they're adding more. And if you found it helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel with that notification bell turned on, please. That sounded so desperate. But like, do it if you want. So I'll leave you to shopping and I'll catch you next time. I don't know how to end videos. Okay, I'll see you later.